So I went with fair. Anyway, or not fair. I didn't go with fair. Babble, babble, babble. Hey guys, welcome back. So got a new at the drugstore video for y'all today, which are videos that I love to do on my channel. I know you guys really enjoy them, and they are just some of my favorite videos to research and prepare for and also film for y'all. So I have one today for you guys on new Maybelline goodies. So got several things in front of me that I've been testing out. So I'm gonna run through them, show you some swatches, let you know my thoughts on them, and just do a little what's new at the drugstore video. So let's get to it. Okay, so they have a new powder foundation. This is the Super Stay Full Coverage up to 16-hour powder foundation. So I got the shade 110 Porcelain. I think the next one would have been too dark for me. I'm looking pretty fair today, but I do think that the next one would have been a little bit dark for me. I do have this on today along with the Super Stay Stick Foundation in Natural Ivory. So that color definitely matches me, so maybe the Natural Ivory and the powder would have matched a little bit better. But I was just kind of, it looked pretty pinky orangey in the container, so I went with fair. Anyway, or not fair. I didn't go with fair. I went with porcelain because I wear the Better Skin, what is this? Skin transforming powder in porcelain. So I figured, anywho, I got it in porcelain. Babble, babble, babble. Okay, so what does it say about it? It says full coverage powder foundation with long lasting matte finish. Up to 16-hour wear, lightweight and comfortable, fade and transfer resistant, controls shine. So I've tried this out several times. I do really like how it looks on the skin at the beginning of the day. I think it's easy to apply. I do like the texture of it, but I don't like the texture quite as much as this powder. This one just has such a like a creamy, buttery sort of a texture to it. This kind of does. Like it's similar to it, but this one just feels a little bit more matte to me and oil controlling, but actually I feel like my oils are controlled a little bit better with the Better Skin. So it does have really nice coverage to it for being a powder foundation. It depends on how much coverage you're looking for. A powder foundation is just not going to give as much coverage as a liquid foundation, but if you're looking for a quick out the door sort of a powder foundation, I do think this is a good option in the drugstore. As far as oil control throughout the day, I did get kind of shiny with it. You know, I wore it with the stick foundation just because I don't typically wear powder foundations by themselves. So I did kind of get kind of shiny with it. It's not like it broke down on my face, a little bit around my nose, but I've been kind of wiping my nose. But other than that, it wasn't really breaking down anywhere, but I was kind of shiny with it. So I wouldn't say the most oil controlling. This isn't my favorite powder foundation, is ultimately what I'm trying to say. From the drugstore, I'd say it's up there. I do really like it, but honestly, I would probably go with this powder over this one. This is not a powder foundation, but I just really, really like this one for coverage, for touch-ups during the day, for how it wears, for how it looks on the skin. So I like this one a little bit more, so I really hope they're not like replacing it or something. I don't think I've heard that, but that would suck. So I do like this one, but I like that one better. And they have a new bronzer. This is the City Bronzer and Contour Powder. So I got two different ones to try. This one is 100 and this one is 200. So this is what they look like. Pretty packaging to it, like nice sturdy packaging. I like the kind of, you know, coppery sort of an outside. This is what it looks like. So these are matte bronzers. Let's see if it says anything. Create a naturally bronzed and softly contoured look with City Bronzer. So I first got 100 and really, really liked it. It is a very light contour bronzer. It's very light. And at first I was like, this is gonna be too light for me. But once I put it on my face, I really, really like it. I use this over most of my face to kind of warm up my face a little bit, and it works very well in that way. It works well for contouring. I will say these are neutral, moving towards a little bit warm. So they're not super duper taupey, but they're not orangey either. They're kind of in the middle, but I do feel like they have a little tint of warmth to them, especially once I get them on my face. So this one is 100 and this one is 200. I do have both of these on today. I have a lot more of this one kind of over most of my face, and then I have just a little bit of this in as my contour just for a little bit more definition. I think the texture of these is really nice. They applied nicely. They are a creamy sort of a texture to them. So I do really, really like these. I think I would like them a little bit more if they were slightly less warm, just a little bit more on the neutral side. The extra amount of warmth, I don't think I look orangey, but I think I would like them a little bit more if they were just slightly less warm. But overall, I think that they are a great option in the drugstore. I do like these a lot. And there's a new all matte eyeshadow palette. This is the Matte Bar. So this is what it looks like. I like the look of the packaging. So let's first talk about the packaging in general. So I like the look of it, but I find these pans to be really difficult to get into and use. So particularly like a crease brush, and I use a smaller crease brush because I have smaller lid space, so I use a smaller crease brush, and I just find it pretty challenging to get in there and get to the shadows. So I really wish that this were arranged a little bit differently so that the pans could just be more like square shaped or just closer to square shape versus these really long rectangular shaped pans. I think they look really cool. I think this is a cool looking palette, but I just find it a little bit difficult to use. So overall, it's a warm palette, but then you do have some kind of slightly cooler toned browns down here. Like this one is kind of more of a taupey gray sort of a brown. Very pretty, but then you do have some kind of pinky, burgundy, plummy sort of shades up here too. Really pretty neutral palette. The quality of these shadows is really, really nice. These are pigmented, a great matte formula that blends well, that's not difficult to work with. It's that kind of silky sort of a texture to them. So you do have to kind of build them up a little bit, but not a lot. Like they're still very pigmented, but they do have that kind of silky texture that moves a little bit. So you might have to do a little bit of building to them. But I mean, this was just barely any building to get that much pigmentation. So really a pretty palette, nice quality. I've been impressed with Maybelline shadows recently. So really, really like the quality of the shadows in this palette. Really my only negative thing to say is just kind of the shape of the pans. If that were different, I would be like 100%, yes, I love this palette. I do still really like it. I just kind of have to like tweak how I get in there and use it a little bit. Then I grabbed a couple of these new liners. These are the Tattoo Studio liners. It says Sharpenable Gel Pencil. So it says waterproof, sebum resistant, smudge resistant. And then it says 36-hour wear. 36-hour. Tattoo intensity. So it's supposed to be super duper intense pigmentation, really long wearing, smudge resistant, all those things. So I got two different shades. I got deep teal and intense charcoal. So this is what the packaging looks like. Let me show you the actual pencil. So it's, you know, a basic like pencil. So I first got this one, and when I first tried this on my eyes, it just really felt so thick and hard to apply that I thought like, well, I knew it wasn't dried out because this is a new liner, so I didn't really know what was going on. So I got the other one, the charcoal, just to see, well, maybe it's just this one specifically. And when I first used this one, it kind of felt the same way. But then I kept using this one again, and I also sharpened it, and it is much creamier now. So I do think it's that kind of product that you kind of have to get into for it to really like perform in its best way. I do think because this is such a smudge resistant formula, it's probably just that kind of formula that is a little bit thicker so that it adheres better, it stays on better. So I think that it is maybe formulated in that way, but also you kind of have to get down into it to get a little bit more creaminess to it. But this is not going to be the creamiest liner because it's supposed to be that long wearing liner, but just wanted to note that. I think that you kind of have to get down into it. So if you get this liner and you have the kind of same first impression that I do, like what is going on here? I don't think so. You kind of have to get down into it. So I've used this one several times. I used it again today. My liner is pretty intense today, so got a little intense with it, but I have found this to be really long wearing, very smudge resistant, just a great eyeliner as far as longevity goes. It's not my favorite liner as far as the experience of applying it because it is still that thicker sort of a formula, but man, if I'm looking for something that's not going to smudge, this would be one that I would go to. So I definitely think that these are a great option in the drugstore if you're looking for intense liners that are gonna stay really well, but you might have to kind of get down into them a little bit. Here you go, y'all. I'm like scrubbing with a makeup remover wipe and they're not coming off. So, I mean, these are very long wearing, so that's a huge benefit of these. This is another product that I really had to give a fair shot to. This is the Mascara. Easy on, easy off mascara. It says on in a snap, smooth clump-free volume, and then it says off in a snap. Lasts all day. Can't see it because of the mascara. Hang on. Lasts all day, easy removal. And then it says smooth clump-free volume. And then there is the lash look. So here is the packaging to it. There you go. Let's see if it says anything else on the back. It says an easy on-off mascara. Our pigmented mascara with 0 waxes, richly pigmented formula for smooth clump-free volume and pure color intensity. Lasts all day. Easy glide brush for effortless application, removes easily. So it tells you how to apply it, and then it says to remove, splash eye area with warm water and softly massage to remove. Alternatively, use makeup remover to remove. Okay, so I think the packaging is super cute on it. It's kind of a little bit slightly iridescent-y silver, and then this is really cute, and then it's got the little eyes on the side. So cute, happy, fun packaging to it. So really like the packaging on it. This is a curved brush wand. So it's kind of a fat curved brush wand. So I like the wand. I think it's a nice shape that you're really able to get in there, get to the lower lashes. I do have this on my upper lashes and my lower lashes. So I have used this multiple times, and at first, most mascaras are like that where I kind of have to get into them a little bit. And the first time I use them, I just don't have a lot of product on the brush, so I'm usually not as impressed with it the first application, but as I get into it, I can really tell how I feel about the mascara. So first application, I was like, meh, wasn't really doing much for my lashes, but I mean, you can see today, it's not the best mascara as far as volume and length. It's not like, you know, the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, which I love so much, or even the Total Temptation from Maybelline. I really like that one too. So it's not to that point, but I do think it does a really good job of coating the lashes and giving some volume. It does build on itself. It doesn't get clumpy. But what I was really, really impressed with this mascara is it's very long wearing. I didn't experience like any smudging up on my eyes. I almost always, like 98% of mascaras, I get the smudging up on my eyelid. It just happens. I have kind of oily lids. I have long lashes, which I'm thankful for my long lashes, but it's just something that happens. It just touches and it smudges up there. A lot of times I get smudging down here. Really did not experience, I think if I had any smudging down there, I think it was more liner from other liners, not really this one. But anywho, anytime I saw it down there, I don't think it was the mascara. It's very long wearing. Not smudging, didn't notice flaking with it. When I went to take it off, I did still have to use a makeup remover, but it was coming off like a tubing mascara. So it doesn't say it's a tubing mascara, but I think it might be, because when I was taking it off, it was coming off in little pieces like a tubing mascara does. So I'm guessing that's probably the formula, and that's why it's so long wearing and smudge resistant and clump resistant and all that jazz. So if you're looking for longevity specifically in a mascara, I think this one is a great one. If you're looking for volume, length, wha-bam, for it to do the most for your lashes, I think there are better options out there. But if you're looking for longevity specifically, I think this is a really, really great mascara. Love it for that reason. Is it gonna be my go-to? Probably not, unless I'm going for the longevity that day. If I just really don't wanna have to worry about anything smudging, I would grab for this one because it does that very well, and it does still give some good volume, just not as intense as some other mascaras. Then they have some really cool new lipsticks. I love Maybelline lipsticks. They are probably, they're at least in my top 3, but maybe my favorite lipsticks ever. They just make so many fun colors. I love the formula. I love the price point. I think the packaging is cute. I just love everything about their lipsticks. So they've come out with some new ones. So they have different blank color name for me. So it might be like mauve for me, plum for me, spice for me, those types of things. So I got red for me, and fuchsia for me. I have on red for me, but I have it over something else I'm about to share with you. So I think these are such a cool concept. These are supposed to be basically like universal flattering colors. So a red that will work on any skin tone, and then a fuchsia that will work on any skin tone, a plum that will work on any skin tone. So I love the idea of that. I think it really kind of, you know, takes out the complication of like trying to figure out what will work. Like if you're like, I want a red lipstick, but I don't know which red is gonna be best for me. These are supposed to be universally flattering colors. So there they are. So there's the red, there's the fuchsia. So the fuchsia one, I believe, is a cream. It doesn't say, but I think it's a cream. The red says it's a matte. So some of them are more on the cream finish side. Some of them are more on the matte finish side. So it kind of depends on the color that you get. I think they're very pretty. You know, I think it seems cool, like a cool concept. I love Maybelline lipsticks. Like I said, I love the price point. So I think this is cool. I think it's kind of a one and done sort of a lip color idea. You can just go grab it, knowing that it was formulated to work for everyone. I love the red. It's like a pinup classic red. It's like a pinup red with a little bit more depth to it. So love the color of that one. The fuchsia is a fun, beautiful, bright fuchsia, but not too bright. I really enjoy that fuchsia. I think it's a pretty one. So I like these. These are definitely a win. And then last thing I have to show you is a new shade from their Superstay Matte Ink line. I can't remember the name of this collection, but I want to say it's the City Edition, something like that. So they have several new colors in that collection specifically. So that's really cool. So I got the color 118 Dancer. So this is what I have under that other red. I have really grown to enjoy this formula. When I first tried this, I was not sure about it when these first came out in other colors, because this is a long-wearing, inky sort of a lip product that is very, very long-wearing, but it does take a long time to set. So when you first put it on your lips, it feels very tacky for a long time. But once it sets, it's super long-wearing and just an easier sort of a lip product. It's sort of like a liquid lipstick idea. I mean, it is kind of a liquid lipstick sort of an idea, but I just find it to be a little bit less high maintenance than most liquid lipsticks, other than kind of the set time. So usually I'll just go ahead and blot it to kind of help it set down more quickly. But man, once they set, I really, really like them. There's tons of colors. So yeah, the City, if it's City Edition collection, whatever that collection's called, they had some really cool colors. They had some deeper tones, a pinky color that I really wanted, but I couldn't find the one that wasn't touched and opened. So they had like a burgundy, not like a burgundy, like a fuchsia burgundy sort of a color, like a winey burgundy sort of a color. So that one was pretty too. I went with the red. I think it's beautiful. I really, really like this. Outfit change, so clearly it's a different day, but I wanted to go ahead and throw in this product as well because this is also new from Maybelline. This is the up to 24-hour Tattoo Studio Brow Pomade, and I got it in the shade 372 Blonde. So here is what the outside box looks like. So with this, you get a little double-sided, like, angled brush and spoolie, kind of an applicator thing, so that's nice. I like the size of it. It's good for travel, throwing in your purse or whatever. And then you get the pomade. I had to get it out of the bottom because I was really struggling to figure out how to get it out of the top. I think you're just supposed to open the bottom of the packaging, and that's how you do it. So what does it say about it? Basically just says that you use the angled sculpting brush to precisely outline your desired brow shape, and then you pretty much smoothly fill it in from the anchor to the tail, yada yada. So I do have this on. I have it on in addition to something else, but I actually really, really like this pomade. I think it applied nicely. It was pigmented, but not too pigmented where it was difficult to make it look natural. So I think it's a good balance between the two. Really like the formula of it. It's kind of, it kind of reminds me of the NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade, which is one of my favorite brow products. It is kind of a little bit gel-like, but a little bit sort of fluffy in texture. So really nice texture to it, good pigmentation, but also blends well. So it's easier to apply and get on, but then also blend out and just apply. So I I really, really enjoy this. I think it's easy to use. I do like the color of it. I think it works well. I like the packaging to it, so I think it's a good little brow product. All right, guys, so those are all the new Maybelline goodies that I have to show you today. So hope that you really enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful for you. Please hit a thumbs up if it was. Let me know down below what new goodies you have been picking up in the drugstore recently. I would love to know that. Your thoughts on those products, let me know down below. Ask any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.